Hi guys, welcome back to Redboxcollections. This week we are opening the mail again. So I've been saving a few items that have come in the post from Japan, China, and a few other places that I buy through on eBay. This is the first actual video that we record here in the new room. I hope you guys enjoyed the video last week where I gave you a sneak peek, a preview of how the room is coming along. There's still a lot of improvements to do, but you can already see the way that I envision things and how it's gonna look. So we now have a much better dedicated space to our collectibles, and I really think it's gonna look nice once it's just as I imagine. Okay, so we will start by opening up a little bit these packages so you don't have to go through that process with me. So we'll be back in a second.
2 very boring minutes later.
Okay, that should do it. So first package comes to us from China. I bought a few figures that are coming from China, and they are of course not the original statues, but they use the same mold, and sometimes you have to be careful with these figures because they don't look as good as you want them to look. You have to be on the lookout for how is the paint job before you buy it, and try to see photos from other buyers before you, so that you get a little bit better understanding of what it is that you're buying. So this first one is for my Dragon Ball collection. And I did see pictures from other customers, and I was very pleased with the figure overall because it's well painted. I mean, it's definitely lighter than the original figure. So this was done in 2008. It says here on the bottom of the figure, but as you can see, it's quite a good finishing to this figure. It's a good size and good details. So definitely a good addition to our Dragon Ball figures collection. And the next one is also from China. So we start here with a few of them from China. I think it was, yeah. This one is also from China. However, this one was not made there. I believe this is one of the original figures, and it's secondhand. I bought it out of not a company, but a single person through eBay. Just happens to be from China. And it's also for our Dragon Ball collection. Oh, I lost his sunglasses. Just a second.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Sorry about that. I had lost Master Roshi's sunglasses. So yeah, this is a figure I've been chasing for a while now, and usually it's easy to find when you buy new, but sometimes these figures have such a better price secondhand that I just prefer searching for a little while longer until I find a reliable source, a reliable seller to buy this secondhand from. And the detail on this statue is very, very nice. I like the size because you can definitely put it on most of the shelves. It's not like those huge statues that you have to have a very well dedicated place for that statue. I have one of Master Roshi and also the island, the Kame Island, coming very soon, which is a huge one. But this is a great addition and easy to put on any shelf, also for our Dragon Ball collection. There we go. Put him on the base here. Yeah, and the seller did tell me that there was a little mark, and I see here in the back, little mark just from being used before, but I'm very happy with the figure overall, and I'm very happy with the price also. This next one, I believe it's either the last one or second last one that is coming from China, and it's also for my Dragon Ball collection. It's actually a package that brings two, and this is usual from these figures that are not the original, so the remake of these figures. When you buy them from China, usually they put the boxes inside the package like this. So the figures that do not come inside the box, they flatten the boxes out, so there is less damage to the box, I guess, because the post is not treated the best way possible. But many times you get the postage for free, so if you're a budget collector like me most of the times, it's a good thing. Again, you just have to be on the lookout to see which figures have the best quality in the finishing, especially the painting. Like this one, so I would say it's very similar, not only the size but also the finishing on the painting. It's very similar quality. It is lighter than the original, so you can definitely see that it's a remake. However, I mean, for the naked eye and for the purpose that I collect, I'm very happy to have this one. The next one I like even more, especially because of the size. Those are quite chunky ones. This one goes in the same line of Master Roshi, and it's also for my Dragon Ball collection. It's one that I was missing, so I definitely wanted to add her to my Dragon Ball line. And again, the finishing details are very, very nice. Let me try to show you a little bit better here on this camera. So the finishing details are very nice. It's definitely, once again, it's definitely lighter than most of the original figures. But once more, that's only a good thing for me. So less weight on my shelves, and everything works properly. Everything is nice. Be on the lookout. Once again, I warn you, be on the lookout, because really some statues that you buy from China and Vietnam and these other places that are selling these remakes, they are definitely not great quality, but these are fine. I'm liking these so far. And the next one is also for my Dragon Ball collection, so big day for Dragon Ball over here. We have Naked Goku. So this is from the original series, and this is an original figure. So again, it was a little bit pricier than some of these remakes, but I mean, it is Goku, so we can give him some special attention. And I love these bags, these Japanese bags. Like, every piece of the figure comes in one bag, but every piece of the figure comes in its own limited area, so they don't actually hit each other and scratch the paint off. Because these details in the original statues, these details are incredible. From the texture of the paint, like different texture on the skin and the hair and all of that. So yeah, if you love details, then the original figures are always the best ones to get. So there is Naked Goku holding his towel. This one you can actually also find loads of remake statues, but I wanted the original one. So we're gonna put him here, lying down like baby Jesus, and we go to the next one, which I believe is also, yes, also Dragon Ball. And we have a Mr. Satan or Satan. Hercules is called in sometimes in the dubbing. So Hercules, sorry for the noise. Hercules is another one that I really liked how the statue was made. The details are great, like the tiny details on the beard and the structure of the hair, from the suit to the boots. I like all these details. And my favorite size on the figures, definitely this one. Again, it's a size that goes on almost every shelf. These bases, by the way, if you ever struggle a little bit putting them on, don't worry too much. They're meant to be a little bit tight so that it doesn't fall, right? So as long as it does go in, yeah, it's good. Just find the way that it goes in best so that it doesn't fall on your shelf, and then imagine that it falls and it hits 20 other figures or 20 other toys and everything falls inside of your shelf and it's a mess. Yeah, we don't want that. The next one is from Japan, one of my favorite places in the world, coming straight from Akihabara. And This one I can already know what it is just by the feel of it. This sphere inside. And no, it's not a Pokeball. It's actually also Dragon Ball. I told you this is a Dragon Ball day. We have a Gashapon for the collection that you guys saw on the previous video. One of my pride and joys. 90% of those figures in the Gashapon Dragon Ball collection that you see there, I bought in Japan, and I loved those figures. I could have stayed there, I don't know, a month just looking at all the different ones. But this from Dragon Ball Super, I still don't have a lot of figures, and this one is the next one to add. So when these Gashapon figures started, I believe early 90s I think, either very late 80s or early 90s I would bet, when they started, at least the Dragon Ball series, the early 90s, when they started, if you look back to the original Gashapon figures, the quality was not the same as it is today. So the building methods and painting methods have really come a long way to what it is now. And I mean, you look at these figures, they are amazing. These resin figures, so everything goes into place perfectly, and all the details in the figure are just incredible. So seriously, if you do not have a lot of space to put big statues, I would tell you for sure, bet on these Gashapon, and this type of sizing really goes well. And they normally bring this standing piece that either clicks on a leg or sometimes on the back, or if the figure is jumping or doing a high kick or flying or something like that, it has a support, a stand, to give it that impression of being in the air. And again, these can be a little bit tricky to figure out, so you just have to see on which leg or part of the body is it supposed to go, and exactly how to click it in. But then once it does click in, oh, sun went away, so the clip will be dark. Yeah, but once it clicks in, it's nice and stable, perfect to put on your shelf. There we go. Jiren from Dragon Ball Super. Supposedly the strongest fighter in the world. Next one. One more from Japan and one more from Dragon Ball Z. From the early Dragon Ball Z episodes, we have Ape Vegeta. Great detail once again. Sorry about the noise. Great detail, Ape Vegeta. So if you remember the episode when Goku and the crew was fighting against Vegeta, and Vegeta started to get furious and needed to go into his ape mode in order to defeat them. Still, he didn't. So once again, here's one of those supports that you click around the leg, or the foot in this case. It goes on the right foot here on Vegeta, Ape Vegeta, and he's ready to rock and roll. And our last package of today is back to China. So we have China and Japan today. And this one is the only non-Dragon Ball figure, or set in this case, because I was missing a set like this on my minifigures. I really enjoy playing Sonic, and it was one of my favorite games growing up. Definitely Sonic. Super Mario as well, but when Sega was trying to do an equivalent to Super Mario and they got the idea for Sonic, I was actually quite happy with the result, because you could see that it was the same type of game, but definitely its own character, its own individual personality, I would say. And yeah, I found this super cheap. Of course, the details are not as these other figures, but super cheap set of Sonic figures. I'm sorry that I don't know all of their names. I know the main ones here. So we have Sonic there, we have Tails over here. Yeah. In the end of the video, I'm actually going to show you the figures on the on the shelves with details, so now you're not seeing them that well, but I promise you that in the end of the video you'll be able to see it on the shelves. Yeah, this one I believe it's the Robotnik version of Sonic, so it's an evil Sonic built by Mr. Robotnik to fight against our Sonic crew. Then we have Knuckles over here, one of my favorite ones to play with in the Sonic world. Knuckles. Yeah, I always preferred Sonic or Knuckles to Tails. Tails was like the Robin, what Robin is to Batman, right? And pardon me, but Robin is not that big of a deal in my mind. Then we have, yeah, a little bit later on, I really don't know her name. So Sonic Cat, this pink Sonic girl. And also a little bit later in the series we have some yellow Sonic. That I'm sorry, I'm not the biggest fan of Sonic, but it does remind me of my childhood playing Sega Saturn. Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, so now let's put these figures on the shelves. I'm still waiting for this special display to put some of my figures, so the shelves and the vitrines are definitely not ready, but they're coming to a good result, slowly, step by step. Alright, see you in a minute. I'm gonna put these on the shelves. Right, then this was actually a little bit harder than expected. I still haven't really decided all the placing for the figures, but anyhow, our Gashapon Jiren is going to come here next to the rest of the Gashapon. Then the small figure for the, what was her name? Lunch, I think was her name. The one that sneezes and goes blonde and all badass. Goes over here, for now at least. Then I've put Baby Goku here in the front just because I don't have a place for him. And Big Ape Vegeta next to Angry Vegeta. Here actually the size difference is not that big, but just looks alright there for the time being. Then up here we have Satan or Satan. I really don't know how to say his name with English pronunciation. Actually in Portugal we translate his name to Hercules for some reason, I don't know. Then Master Roshi goes over there. Then we have Shiaozu here with the baby Pilaf on this corner just for the time being. And I put the Sonic figures here in front of the Mario figures just for now. Like I told you, I am waiting for some new displays to add here. And I'll also make a video on how you guys can find a lot of these different types of displays that I have used in my collection. But for now, this is it. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Stay young, stay playful. See you next time.